And it's important when you're shifting your mind stories that you're telling yourself the truth. An example of not telling yourself the truth would be going, you have money problems and you go, I am a millionaire, when you're not. The first step is notice and be aware of these negative thoughts or mind stories or beliefs. And the second is to shift your focus away from the mind story onto what you want, not what you don't want. It is a work in progress, and you have to do it more at the beginning. And I have an example of a story of one of my clients who did instantly shift her energy with an affirming story that I'd like to tell you. Okay, this is an 87-year-old woman who was participating in a walking contest over the summer. She lives in Massachusetts, and so the goal in her community was that everybody was going to walk, I think it was 150 miles over this summer period. And she's a tiny person, less than 100 pounds, and about 5 feet tall. And one day she was out walking. She had a goal and she was going to meet it. And she started getting angry. It was so windy. And she got really angry with the wind. And it just was, upsetting her so much that she left. She went home and she sat down and had a cup of tea. And part of the things that we work on in the program is, okay, when you get upset or something, you're starting to blame something for what's going on, sit down and take a look at how can you shift it into something positive. And so she thought about it for a while and she says, I'm not really mad at the wind. The wind is my friend. I was angry that I wasn't going to be able to finish my walk because it was so windy. And then the more I got mad at the wind, the worse the wind became. So she says, I decided that I'm going to go out and carry, it's like a whirligig, a pinwheel. She says, I'm going to carry a pinwheel to show the wind that if it blows, it can blow the pinwheel and we can have fun. So, it started, first of all, as a motivation factor because she really wanted to walk. She wanted to meet her goal and she didn't, and wind was a problem for her. But she changed it into something positive. So she went out and she carried the pinwheel. And what she noticed was it did make her happier when she was walking. She carries one with her every day, she says. Now she started carrying two because what she noticed is people are now smiling back at her, and she'll stop and they'll talk about the pinwheel. They'll ask her why she's doing it. And she's actually given a number of them away. So because she's finding that as she's accepting the wind and making it her friend, everybody else is starting to receive some joy from the whole experience as well. And as a matter of fact, I happened to go out there in September and went on a couple of walks with her. And it was amazing. There was actually a young man, a student, who was sticking his head out of a school bus, waving at her, going, Is it you? Is it you? And she has cars that honk at her. She had a policeman stop and say, I'm going to have to pull you over, ma'am, because you're walking too fast. And she even ended up in the newspaper because of her joy with walking, because they decided to make it a positive police story about pulling over somebody for walking too fast.